Hi, I'm Sil, and this is Slow Easy English. In my last video, I talked about a very famous joke that all native English speakers know. So that gave me an idea to do another video about another very famous joke. Again, this joke is one that all native English speakers know. But I guess I should be a little bit more accurate. This time, I'm not talking about just one joke. I'm talking about a joke pattern. So there are many, maybe thousands of variations of this joke, and they all follow the same pattern. This type of joke is called a knock-knock joke. It always starts with the words knock-knock. I think maybe the easiest way to explain this would be to give you an example of a knock-knock joke, and then I will go through part by part to explain how it works. Bill says to David, "Knock, knock," and David answers, "Who's there?" Bill replies with, "Boo," and David answers, "Boo-hoo," to which Bill replies, "Why are you crying?" Okay, so let's look at this joke line by line. And we see that Bill said knock, knock. This is something that never changes. This is how a knock-knock joke starts every single time. Knock, knock. Now, the person you're speaking to will also always answer the same way. The only way to answer a knock, knock is with "Who's there?" So these two first lines are always the same. However, the third line is always different. In this case, Bill says, "Boo." The fourth line always follows the same pattern. You take what the person said in the third line, and then you repeat it, and then you add "who" to the end. So here, David answered, "Boo, who?" The fifth line is the punchline. This is the part where the joke comes together and is supposed to make you laugh, if it's funny. Okay, so the structure of the joke is basically this. Knock, knock, who's there? Blah, 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 who? Punchline. That's the structure of the joke, and that's how it is structured every time, or almost. There are some variations that play with the structure a little bit, but don't worry about that for now. Okay, so let's go through this particular joke line by line to understand why it's so, or supposed to be, funny. Bill says knock knock, and David answers "Who's there?" That's normal and it's always the same. Then Bill says "Boo," and David is supposed to take that and then repeat it and then add "who." So he says "Boo-hoo." And then Bill gives the punchline, "Why are you crying?" Okay, so in order to understand this joke, you have to know that in English, boo-hoo, B-O-O-H-O-O, is how we write the sound of someone crying. Because when someone cries, they're boo-hoo, boo-hoo, boo-hoo. It's kind of a joking way of expressing that sound. It's kind of a childish way of saying it. But anyway, boo-hoo is the sound of someone crying. So in this joke, when David says boo-hoo, W-H-O, it sounds the same as boo-hoo, H-O-O. And so the punchline is, "Why are you crying?" Right? Okay, so it's not the funniest joke in the world, but I never promised funny. A lot of these knock-knock jokes are actually based on puns. basically a play on words, often a play on how words sound. So when you hear a knock-knock joke, if you don't understand it, try to think of how the words sound, and that may help you understand the punchline. Now, they're not always puns, but they are often puns. So let's have a look at a couple of other examples, and this may help you understand the structure of the joke a little bit better. Knock, knock. Who's there? Tank. Tank who? You're welcome. Okay, so here, did you understand this one? Tank who, right? So tank who? You're welcome, because tank who sounds a little bit like thank you, right? Ha ha ha, so funny. Okay, let's do one more. Last one, I promise. Now this one is actually not a pun, okay? So this one is not based on how the words sound similar to something else, okay? So try to think about why this one may be funny. Knock, knock. Who's there? Broccoli. Broccoli who? Broccoli doesn't have a last name, silly. Okay, so here, like I said, it's not a pun. Why is this funny though? Why might someone find this joke funny? Well, basically, you are expecting a punchline and you don't really get one, because remember, the whole structure of the joke is based on one person saying who they are, and then the next person repeating that and saying blah, 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 who. So you're expecting a last name, right? You're expecting to hear what comes next in order to understand the joke. But then, instead of giving you that typical knock-knock joke pattern, the person simply answers, well, broccoli doesn't have a last name. Why are you asking? That's a silly question. So that's it. It's basically anti-humor, similar to the chicken joke video that I did. So if you are not sure about that, check out that video and you'll have a better understanding, hopefully. So there we go. That's the video. This was just to give you a few examples to show you how knock-knock jokes work. Like I said, this format is very, very popular and all native English speakers know about it. So it's good for you to know this too. At some point in the future, you are almost guaranteed to hear a knock-knock joke. So, so yeah, now you know. You know how it works. And if you'd like, I always do that with my elbow. If you would like to hear more or read more, do a quick Google search for knock-knock jokes, and you will get thousands of pages with tens of thousands of knock-knock jokes for your entertainment. And I think it's actually probably something you should do if you have time, because it's good practice, right? A lot of them are based on puns, so it's a good mental exercise for your brain to try to understand, oh, why is this funny? You know, these words sound like what? What other words do they sound like? What common expression does it sound like, etc. Again, like I said, they're not always based on puns. So there's other ways as well. Anyway, it's good mental exercise and good language exercise for you. So I recommend you try it. Okay, that's it. That's my video. I hope you liked it. If you did, please click like, and also please share on your Facebook with your friends if you know anyone studying English. And of course, if you're not subscribed, subscribe, click the bell, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.